Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story that has been making waves across social media. The complicated relationship between Txunamy and Biggy. Their history goes back years, and what started as a simple childhood crush has now grown into a messy mix of dating attempts, accusations of love bombing, and a lot of external pressure from family, peers, and fans. So let's break down exactly what happened, why it's controversial, and where things might go from here. To start, it's important to understand who these two are. Txunamy is a social media star who has been in the spotlight since she was very young. Her personality, style, and content have made her a role model for millions of fans online. Biggy, on the other hand, is also known for his online presence, mostly through family-centered content and social videos. Over time, one detail became crystal clear. Biggy had a crush on Txunamy, and it wasn't something he kept a secret. For at least 2 years, Biggy has openly expressed interest in Txunamy. Whether through videos, streams, or conversations, it was obvious he wanted more than just friendship. But here's where things got complicated. Txunamy, while friendly and supportive, never gave a clear yes to his advances. In fact, she told him no in different ways over time. Still, Biggy and people around him continued to push, joke about, or encourage the idea that one day she would change her mind. This persistence is what led some fans and viewers to use words like love bombing and even harassment. Love bombing usually refers to showering someone with excessive attention or affection in hopes of wearing them down into reciprocating. In this case, many felt that Biggy's constant pursuit, even after Txunamy made her feelings clear, crossed a line. Others defended Biggy, saying he was just a kid with a crush and that it was being blown out of proportion. Regardless, the situation sparked debates about boundaries, respect, and how much pressure is too much in relationships, especially for young creators constantly living under a public spotlight. Now fast forward to the present. After years of speculation, teasing, and fan theories, Biggy finally went on what could be called an official date with Txunamy. For fans who had followed their journey, this was a huge moment. On the date, they played games, laughed together, and even shared small moments of affection, like holding hands. Clips from the outing quickly spread online, with fans analysing every little detail. Was Txunamy finally giving Biggy a chance? Or was it more of a friendly outing staged for content and fan curiosity? When you watch the footage, the vibe feels more like two longtime friends catching up, rather than a full-blown romantic commitment. Sure, there were playful interactions and some sweet moments, but at the same time, you could see a level of awkwardness. It almost seemed like they were testing the waters, not rushing into anything serious. That uncertainty is what makes their story so interesting and controversial. Another layer of complexity comes from external influences. Txunamy and Biggy are not just two teenagers trying to figure out their feelings. They're also public figures with families, friends, and millions of fans watching their every move. These outside forces have shaped their dynamic in ways that wouldn't exist in a normal private relationship. At times, Biggy himself has admitted feeling uncomfortable about the pressure to make something happen with Txunamy. And for her, it's clear that other romantic interests in her life make things even more complicated. It's also worth mentioning that the online culture around them plays a big role. Social media thrives on shipping, where fans root for certain people to become a couple. In this case, the Txunamy and Biggy pairing became a topic of constant discussion. That hype adds another layer of pressure on both of them, making it hard to know what's real and what's just influenced by fan expectations. So where does this leave things now? Honestly, their relationship is still very unclear. On one hand, you have Biggy's long-standing crush and a date that seemed to show progress. On the other, you have years of Txunamy expressing disinterest, along with questions about whether this whole situation is genuine or just a response to outside pressure. The truth is likely somewhere in the middle. two young people navigating complicated feelings, while also dealing with the unusual circumstances of growing up in the public eye. What can we take away from all this? For one, it's a reminder that persistence in relationships isn't always a good thing. Respecting boundaries is important, and if someone says no, that should be enough. At the same time, it's also clear that Biggie's feelings have been real and consistent, and this date might have been his way of finally getting closure, or at least some clarity. In essence, their story is a mix of a childhood crush, social media hype, external pressures, and a lot of unclear feelings. Whether this will grow into a real romance or just remain a complicated chapter in both of their lives is something only time will tell. But one thing is certain, fans will keep watching, analysing and debating every moment. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more updates on the latest creator stories, controversies and online news. And let me know in the comments, do you think Txunamy and Biggy's story will turn into something real, or is it all just pressure from the outside world?